What's going on, guys? JPB Duel here. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend, and I do apologize for not streaming yesterday. I was having some lag issues. I couldn't stream and play at the same time, so apologize for that. And I do live stream on Twitch almost every day. Link is going to be in the video description itself, along with my schedule. So if you guys want to check me out when I do go live, you guys can do so. So for this game, I am going second, and surprise, surprise, diamond level SwordSoul players. That's it. You're in diamond. Almost 4 out of 5 games is going to be against SwordSoul. So this guy's a SwordSoul player, but this guy knows how to do a combo extension, go into PROTOS lock. So he activates pot of D. I try to ash it. He has call by. Why not, right? Why would the guy not have a call by for my negate? Anyways, Long Yan into Baron de Fleur, normal combo, burns me for 1200 out of Long Yan, normals out Moi, shows me he has a Vishuddha in his hand, goes into his Grandmaster. Now Grandmaster and Moi, Grandmaster will search him for a SwordSoul Emergence because he already used his Long Yan, and Moi will draw him another card. Now this guy, if this guy was a SwordSoul bot, when I mean bot, this would have been the end of his combo, right? But this guy goes a step further, searches for a PROTOS to make a Dark Lock happen, and ends his turn off of this. This guy, he knows what he's doing. You'll see in the video along the way, he knows what he's doing. So, how can we break through this board? I top deck a Raigeki. Now, PROTOS, it's not a card that can be destroyed through card effects. And there's Baron de Fleur's Omni plus Grandmaster's Negate. So, I start my turn by Kaijuing the Baron de Fleur. Baron de Fleur, gone. Don't want that in my face. Then I Raigeki, pop the Grandmaster plus the Kaiju. Normal out my Pansies and start going into my combo. Now, if this guy had just bought it through his combo and just ended his turn with the Grandmaster plus Baron de Fleur, this guy would have been dead this turn. Because this guy Dark Locked me on his turn with PROTOS, I could not go into Nightmare or Access Code because those two cards are Dark Monsters, and if you guys see the cards in my hand, I do have a combo extension of Instant Fusion. You guys already know if I have Instant Fusion in my hand, the combo extension ends with a 10,000 plus damage board in one turn, but the Dark Lock kind of killed us. So I used the combo extension this turn to go into Totally Awesome plus Butler play. So you guys will see right now, I only do one Doodle Doo play, go into Bawa Bark, and off of my third graveyard activation of my prankkids, which was Lamseas in this case, I special out another copy of Dropsies. I do not go into Roxy's or Fansies, I do Dropsies because I do want to use my combo extension, meaning Instant Fusion, to go into Rocket Ride and further go into my Totally Awesome. So I do just that. I go into Rocket Ride, activate Rocket Ride, get a copy of Dropsies plus Doodle Doo back on the field, and 2 Dropsies equals my Totally Awesome. I set down my Panda, end of my turn. So right here, I could not use Thunder Dragon Fusion from my hand because I was missing a copy of Dropsies in my graveyard. Both my copies of Dropsies are under the Totally Awesome. I can't use Thunder Dragon Fusion this turn, can't go into Butler. If you guys are wondering why I did not use the TDF in my hand. Set down Panda, end my turn. Pretty good board. Now again, this was a choice that I made because using the combo extension, I could have gone into a DPE play. But I chose to go into Totally Awesome because now, this way I have one negate on the field. My opponent has to either go into battle phase instantly to use his PROTOS to kill off my Totally Awesome, or I have one negate staring him in his face to negate one combo piece for my opponent. So if he activates any cards from his hand, I could Totally Awesome negate that, destroy, and set it on my side of the field. So this will allow me to buy one extra turn. My opponent would not be able to kill me off this turn. So I pop my Bawa Bark on my opponent's draw phase. Now my prankkids monster cards are immune to destruction through card effects. My opponent instantly goes into battle phase, pops my Totally Awesome. I get the Totally Awesome's graveyard activation. I get my Dropsies. Now we have our Butler combo online. Over here, my opponent made a really huge play. If you guys see right here, the PROTOS made a wind selection, meaning that my Butler is dead. I cannot go into my Butler because Butler is a wind monster. If you guys look right here, our Butler is a wind monster, meaning we cannot pop his field, we cannot go into Butler. So it was a really big play. Now he goes into main phase 2, goes into his own combo. Goes into the Sovereign off of the Longyan. Longyan will burn me for 1,200. And over here, instead of going into Butler, at this point I could still have gone into Butler, but I did not go into Butler. First of all, PROTOS immune to destruction through card effects. And Sovereign, this guy will just banish a card from the graveyard to being immune to destruction through effects. So I did not want this card's effect to pop. So that's why I just went into my Weather Washer over my Butler. I activate my graveyard activations and then chain link my Weather Washer to it, banish a Miyamu. Yes, I know this will trigger the Sovereign, it's not a misplay. This guy had cards in his graveyard that he could have used, could have banished to trigger the Sovereign itself. So I just did it for him because this way, before he does it, I'll have more cards on the field rather than having less cards. So I'll have more combo starters on the field for my next turn. This was not a misplay, I did this deliberately. So off of the Weather Washer, I get the Bow Bark plus the Dropsies from my grave onto my field. Off of the Lamzie's graveyard activation, I get a copy of Roxy's on the field. He banishes my copy of Doodle-Doo and a copy of Dropsies from my grave. We don't care, that's fine, I still have combo starters. So right here, this was the part that could be considered a misplay, but it was a blessing in disguise because I top decked a really good card. So you guys will see I started my combo off of the Roxy's because I wanted to get rid of the Roxy's in my hand to maybe draw into something good. But this would have triggered the Sovereign to banish one card on the field and one from my grave. So I banished the Roxy's, I top deck a copy of Ghost Bell. I only run one copy of Ghost Bell in my deck, I top decked it. Ghost Bell negates the SwordSoul Supreme's effect because this card is going to banish cards and Ghost Bell negates that. This was a ridiculous top deck. So he activates the Sovereign, I negate that with the Ghost Bell. Fine, we're still good, we can still make plays happen. Now I go into my Nightmare using the Bow Bark plus the Dropsies. Nightmare activates, I discard the Pansies, bounce his Sovereign. Don't want to deal with the Sovereign anymore. Then I go into Access Code. Access Code goes to 53, kills off his PROTOS. Again, PROTOS immune to destruction through card effects, can't use my Access Code to pop it. So I go into Battle Phase, hit him with Access Code, pop his PROTOS, hit him in the face with my Weather Washer, and then using the Access Code plus the Dropsies, I go into my Predaplan Verte Anaconda. Now you guys know Verte Anaconda gives me access to DPE, so now I have DPE plus Weather Washer on the field. I could even pop Weather Washer again on my opponent's turn to target cards in the grave, get them back on the field. The reason why I could not activate the TDF from my hand is because my opponent used the Protoss to lock me out of wind monsters, and again, Butler is a wind monster, so I cannot use TDF, otherwise this would have been a game-ending turn right here. So that's why I could not do it. Then I activate the DPE, pop the Predaplant and DPE itself. So again, this was not a misplay. I only did this because in case he had access to his Sovereign, Longyan into Sovereign, burned me for 12, and Sovereign would just hit the Predaplant and kill me off that turn. So that's why I popped my Predaplant and my DPE. I end my turn, I activate Pranks, recycle 3, I draw into the Nibiru. Nibiru, another good card against SwordSoul deck. So my opponent's standby phase, I get my DPE back on the field. Main phase 1, he starts his turn off by activating Ashina. Ashina gets into his Monk of Tenyi, and then he activates Vishuddha to try to bounce my DPE. Like, he was trying to force my DPE bounce, so I just activate DPE, pop my DPE itself and the Monk of Tenyi, and then after this, the chain effect of the DPE, my opponent chains his activation of Vishuddha, so I chain link my Weather Washer to it. Weather Washer target the copy of Bow Bark plus the copies of Pansies, put them on my field. This way, even if my opponent had something, my Bow Bark pop would guarantee that my prankkids monster on the field would be immune to destruction through card effects, and I would still even get a combo starter card from my graveyard into my hand. So next turn would have been a butler plus a solid turn to kill him off. Anyways, my opponent is going to scoop off that, and that's going to be the end of the game, guys. If you guys do like this kind of videos, please consider hitting the like button, subscribing to my channel, maybe coming and watching me live when I stream on Twitch. And this is JP Duel signing out for today. See you guys in the next video. Peace!